welcome to Bitch Sesh, the Real Housewives breakdown show. I am your host, Danielle Schneider. Guys, unfortunately, Casey Rose Wilson cannot be here tonight. And
She's
I know.
been let go.
Yeah, she's been let go.
For her inflammatory comments on the last show.
And she can't be here because she is shooting, but she sends her love. And I know people get upset when Casey is not here. I've heard the feedback, everybody. Sadly enough, I have heard I am not enough.
It's about to get worse.
But guys, no, it's about to get best because my guest co-host tonight is someone who is beloved on this podcast. He has been on a few times. We've all shared and loved his movie reviews. He is a good friend of mine and a hilarious human being, one of my faves. Please welcome Matt McConkey.
Oh, you guys. I mean, what a poor excuse for Casey I am, but,
but
I'm going to do my best.
You'll do.
I'm very at home in her nook.
Oh, yeah. We're in the nook and living. And you just said that her nook wallpaper resembles vaginas?
Well, April and I were talking about it because April at first thought it looked phallic. It's like a kind of like a 70s looking like fruit tree.
Like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah. I mean, because some of the fruits, I don't know if those are but they're open. So
yeah,
there is like a very...
And open to a moist pink.
Yeah, like a very clear Georgia O'Keeffe.
Homage. Yes, and April, our handy-dandy lovely assistant.
She just sees dicks.
She sees dicks, which I didn't even see.
Looks.
I don't know where. The leaves, perhaps?
She said she's a countess.
Yes, she sees dicks everywhere.
Oh.
So McConkey is here tonight, and we're so excited.
I'm a little bit drunk, and since I am the Casey of the night, I've done my best.
Yes. How are you though? You're well?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here. You know, I was so, I know this is such an honor to step up in such a capacity. So I really did my research.
Don't blow it. I am on a high. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you've been through some stuff.
I've been some stuff. Myself, Casey, and June Diane, we all attended the Claire V sample sale.
And who is Claire V?
She is an amazing handbag designer, but she has stretched herself into t-shirts and beyond. But her big thing is Claire Vivier, I think it's pronounced.
Okay.
But Claire V is how I say it. She had a sample sale, and June got us into the friends and family earlier part.
Ooh, baby.
And it was one of the best days of my life because I've been to sample sales before. Have you ever been as a man?
No, I don't even know what it looks like.
Yes, it's discounted off of a brand you like.
But you're going into a retail?
No, this was at not even at a warehouse. It was a tented backyard type of industrial type of thing. It was interesting. But in the last sample sale I went was a Monique Lullier one, which was right before my wedding. And I thought I was going to die. Those bitches were not fucking around. Because I think sample sale and wedding makes people crazy.
Oh,
and I almost lost an eye. It was bananas. I came out scared for my life. And I'm not joking. I came out.
Not from this weekend?
No, changed.
Monique Lullier was.
This one, I have to say that ladies... I was nervous, and I am also a competitive human being, so I was ready for whatever they could throw at me. I
do know of a Friends episode, a classic Friends episode, when Rachel and Phoebe go to a sample sale and they get into fights, and
But everyone was lovely and nice. And there were some Bitch Sesh fans there and listeners, so that was exciting. But I got some purses and some shirts. I didn't even know what I was picking up at some point.
Are you wearing a Claire V right now?
No, I'm not.
She's wearing a cute nautical tee.
Yeah, it's, off-brand, but still lovely. Thank you.
Wait, April is really stealing the show tonight wearing a short
cut-off overall.
Overall romper.
Oh, yeah, and I asked her, I said, because as we know, April is a mill and I am of a certain age. And... And I asked a different generation.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. You and you're 4 years below me. You do not get to speak. But But I asked April if I could wear them, and she said yes. But I wonder if she
absolutely.
You both have said yes. I don't know that I have the legs.
I hate to say it, but it's not an age thing. It's a body thing. And
no, if you saw the Countess in a pair of romper overalls, that would be terrible. Well, and I know I have said things about aliens' jumpsuits, but these are different. And if you saw April, you would think differently.
April's wearing it very well, and I stand by that you will also wear it very well.
I am a mother. Does that mean anything to you people?
You're a slip of a girl. You're gonna age into a Carol Radziwill type.
God bless you, McConkey. This way, age into a Carol Radziwill.
Yeah.
Well, she only has 2 good summers, as she says herself. So how many good summers do
I? Summers than that. If she could get out from fucking Bethany's wing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Anyway, I am still on high. I'm not sure what I bought, but it's okay. Whatever I bought is fine with me.
You just went into sort of a fugue state.
I don't remember much afterwards. It's like an alien abduction. I don't remember what happened. I might have been poked. I might have been prodded. I might be pregnant right now with a Claire Vivier satchel. I don't know.
Oh, I'm lying. I did go to one once at and it
so
was
male.
It was,
I went to
which, by the way, it was heaven. And I also went into a fugue state.
Yeah,
this is just
grabbing and buying.
Who I think listens to the show, if so. But yeah, it was a very similar experience. I blacked out and came to, and
you're holding.
I've bought things.
I'm holding a shirt that says suffragette. I don't know how I came to it.
Never seen it before, but I'll wear it.
It is mine now. I guess so. Did I buy this? Sure. Now you have some news you've come to us with. You've had some discoveries.
I spent most of my day work. Oh no, we have to
something more important. Sorry, I want to do this first because Casey Rose.
Yes. R.I.P.
She's not gone.
I've replaced her for good reason.
Did you misread my email?
I think when we hear what she has to say.
Guys, some controversial statements were uttered by our BFF, Casey, one of our BFFs, Casey Rose, last week. And the audience rebelled.
Including me.
Including you, really.
Look, I saw Hamilton, but this was back in October. It was not a big deal. Kind of 8th row center, I want to say. Again,
our audience, a lot of audience had a lot of problems. We're referring to it as Hamil-gate or Hamil-hate, if you will. And though Casey could not be here this evening, she wanted to respond to the comments. And so here we have a recording of Casey Wilson's statement regarding her statement about Hamilton last week.
Doozy.
Dearest faithful bitch sesh listeners, old and new. Not old as in you've been with this podcast from the beginning, old as in not a mill. It's Casey. I'm shooting Tig Notaro's new Amazon show on Mississippi, and I can't be in the Nook tonight, but I did feel like it was important to release a statement about both the explosive comments I made and received concerning one Pulitzer Prize-winning musical, Hamilton. Our founding fathers fought for certain irrevocable freedoms in this great country of ours. Certain liberties such as freedom of speech. And yes, we have one Alexander Hamilton to thank for that. Ironic, isn't it? But here we are. I want to talk about what happened last week and say this. I know it was triggering for many of you. In hindsight, I wish we had issued a warning, and I know this was incredibly painful, and I hit a lot of you where it hurts most, it seems. You have connected deeply with this history lesson set to rap, and I get it. I remember someone casually telling me they didn't think Bridesmaids was funny, and I had tears in my eyes. I get it. I think I was feeling a little too free to be me. And as many of you asked over social media of me, talk less, smile more. I heard you. I stand behind my statements, but I do want you to know I liked the King's songs. I like David. I love David. And I was saddened when Hamilton's son died and mystified why I was supposed to be sad when he cheated on his wife. And she seemed very sad he had died despite the fact he publicly cheated on her. But I did like a lot of it. I should have given up my seats, many of you pointed out. I should have, and that was wrong. For that, I apologize. To my co-host Danielle, I also apologize. I dragged you into a firestorm. I wasn't prepared for what was to come, and you got lumped in with me, and that wasn't fair. As people, we are flawed. We have different ideas and different fancies, and I struck a nerve last week, that's clear. And I'm taking a look at it, at the why behind my feelings towards this musical. Was it because I waited too long to see it? Because I prefer more melodies? Maybe it was going to NYU and watching classmates crawl around like cats and pretend to be Christmas trees that I lost my luster for mediocrity. Who can say? All I can say is that I'm sorry. And this is a Housewives podcast, and I feel I brought politics into it, and I am deeply ashamed. But in true Housewives fashion, I'm not sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for how I said it. And everyone together now, it was not the time nor the place. And I apologize for how you heard it. I'm sorry this set so many of you off. But now I'd like to take a quick moment to address those brave souls who stood in solidarity with me. You gave me comfort. Hashtag I Stand With Casey helped me against the onslaught of Hamil-hate that was coming my way. To the spirited few who came out of the woodwork but asked not to be named, I get it and I know you're on my side. And to those of you reacting first with emotion but who have had a nagging tug in your heart or mind, if you heard a little voice saying, maybe she's right, you don't have to come forward now. You never do, but just know when you do, I'm here. And as A. Ham himself once said, and I hope you'll think of me in these terms, quote, I never expect to see a perfect work from an imperfect man. I am not perfect, and nor were the creators of Hamilton, but I will stop there. Let's please put this past us and get on to more important subjects like Luann shitting herself on her birthday in Dallas and Landon professing her love for Shep, so sad, and the whereabouts and gender of Richard Simmons. Signing off, please forgive me. I know not what I say. With love, so much love to all our bitch cess listeners. I truly am sorry. Have a great listen. Bye.
Wow, Casey. So she stands by what she says, and I stand by her. I have had to respond, sticking up for her this week. When people have come down hard.
She had to respond to me.
Yeah.
I was upset.
People really responded, and I got in and saying, guess what? This is America. She can say what she wants.
And by the way, if I'm not kidding, if Retta finds out about that statement, thankfully, I don't think she listens to the show.
She's been on the podcast. I hope she does.
But if she finds out about that,
she'd be so upset.
Genuinely might be a friendship ender. And
Really?
I'm not kidding.
Does Casey know that?
No, but I'm going to have to warn her when she gets back.
I felt that Casey was brave. It is hard to say things to the public and
such
have
an
them
unpopular opinion.
Like she came out, and I don't know if she knew the blowback. And when she said, "Should I say this on air?" I encouraged it. So
you were basically the Lisa Vanderpump to her Lisa Rinna doing a Munchausen.
Yes,
thing.
Exactly.
She did. This was the
I
equivalent.
Vanderpumped Casey.
You Vanderpumped her.
I Vanderpumped her full of the bravado to go out and do this, and it backfired. And then I walked away free as a bird, as if I had said nothing.
And she got fired from the podcast. And
she's not fired. She will be back next week, everyone. But anyway, so
I'll be here.
I would like to talk. What I was saying was, you have done a lot of research before coming to this podcast today.
I dug into something I want to introduce our listeners to. Some of you might be aware of it, but a valuable new resource called Radar Online. Now, were you already familiar with Radar?
I have been familiar with Radar Online because I am a garbage human.
And that's exactly what it is. It is a dumpster dive into the dark web. Like it is, and it's like
what's the top story today on Radar?
Well, this is an example headline that I wrote down word for word, which is Bethany Frankel looks tired at Pan premiere. 8 worn out photos.
Headline.
It's so mean-spirited and dark in a way that, like, even the Daily Mail, this makes the Daily Mail, as I said to you, look like a children's, like, newsletter, like a walk in the park. I mean, this is if that is the gateway drug, this is the black tar heroin of gossip. So a few things I learned, a couple key learnings. Well, one...
So everybody subscribe. Get that app,
jump
please.
On Radar Online. I don't know that they even give you an app. They're not even that user-friendly. They're just like, get to the website.
Do they send it in paper form?
Oh, God.
Extra, hear all about it. Radar Online, ma'am. Here's your paper. Is that Newsy delivers it to your door?
One thing I learned that is old news apparently is that Luann is marrying Tom. Well, we got that in the preview tonight, but I actually didn't know that has been out.
Really? I've known since it was a Christmas miracle.
Yes, this was a last season story essentially. But what was new news is that they're saved the date for their wedding, which is going to be in Palm Beach, I think. The save the date is a paperless post.
Oh, I knew that.
You knew that?
Yes.
I'm not breaking anything
you were
here.
Breaking no news.
This said it was a Radar exclusive.
But, Radar's behind. Maybe because they should stop using their printing press and get online. Radar Online.
I thought I scooped you.
No, you didn't scoop me. I knew about the paperless post because I was like, that's not, what would the Countess say about that in her little book?
Not. And by the way, I'm making, if I had, my save the date would be like a group text.
Yeah.
Message. Like I mean, but for the Countess to send a paperless post.
Yeah. Maybe I think she's saving money because I've been saying the Countess, no cash for a while now. But
yeah, it's a tough time for her.
The Countess she's living with Sonia. She is bunking with Sonia.
And by the way, I like the fallen apart Countess. I like
hate her.
We'll get to her.
Okay,
so just a few more things from Radar, which apparently these might not even.
These might be old news.
I'm going to be like, did you know that Ramona's getting divorced? No. Okay, so I'm going to ask. I'm going to tell you the fact, and then I'm going to do like a pop quiz and see if you can guess. Okay, so in 2004, this Real Housewife of New York was bankrupt. And she was the assistant manager at a retail store called Teen Angel, which is located in Boca.
Oh, Jules.
Yeah,
I know.
God damn it.
Sorry, you're asking.
I know.
But look who you're asking. I mean, this is what I do with my day. Yes, I have a job, but while I'm there, I'm not actually doing work.
Got your priorities straight. All right,
gotta be on my...
I'll just fire. I mean, the other ones are going to, you probably already know all of this.
I don't know. Test
this
me.
is Beverly Hills related, but do you know, can you guess who the highest paid Beverly Hills housewife
Eileen.
is? You knew that too?
I know that too.
This hasn't been discussed on the podcast. That to me was explosive. I was like the most disposable member of this cast.
Because I think she had the highest quote is something we use in the Hollywood world of like her soap opera quote. She's the only one that's sort of been on shows before.
Sure, she's the only one with a
she has
career.
Like a quote, and so on some level they had to meet it.
Weird. She's so low status.
She is, and I think that's why she's being demoted to a friend next year because they can't afford this bullshit.
Oh, Eileen's being demoted.
That's what I heard. I don't know. You didn't hear that on Radar Online? Radar Online, you're failing us.
I guess I'm probably failing. Radar is probably much more
Daily
up on it than
Mail,
I am.
yeah.
I mean, I did hear that Catherine Edwards is going to get fired.
I knew that,
and she's going to be replaced.
Yeah, of course, but that's no surprise. That we saw the writing on that wall.
Ask you that you already know the answer to. Do you know the name of John's dry cleaning business?
Yes, Madame Paulette.
God damn it! Did you know that John was sued by female employees of Madame Paulette for discrimination?
I did. Yes.
Did you know that he once sued a ski resort for $75,000?
That I did not know.
For injuries, and but then they ruled that he caused the accident, so he lost the suit, and he had to pay $2,000.
That makes sense. Fees. Guess what? When you go skiing, like all bets are off.
Yeah, and you're a fucking coked up,
and you're a and he's a larger man. He doesn't ski easily.
He does not belong on skis.
No, that man. He's not. Yeah. He can't ski well.
It's not for him. Well, I mean, that's the only other tidbit I got from them was that Mario got the condo in the divorce. That's not the tidbit, but he recently gave it back to Ramona. She had to pay nothing. Kind of like Trey gave it to Charlotte.
Trey giving the apartment to Charlotte. He pulled a real Trey.
I thought it was very sweet.
Aw. Trey. Now Mario gets some points, even though he's a piece of shit with a great head of hair. Piece of shit.
One of the more handsome husbands.
I happen to love a cad. Me, my David Foster love runs true and deep, and our listeners have come down on me for that, but I will also say Mario is he is a much more
he's
a piece of shit, but he's
absolutely
he's a cutie. Now you have a movie review. Matt is our movie reviewer extraordinaire, has given us great reviews of some Captain America, Civil War.
Yep.
And then Mother's Day, calling Julia Roberts-Wig a fire monster was my favorite quote.
Fire demon.
Yes.
Something like
Sorry,
that.
fact check. So now what have you brought to us tonight?
I reviewed the film Me Before You.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to read it.
Real tearjerker.
Because this I did write pretty beautifully, so I'm going to read it word for word right now. Okay, Me Before You. This is a piece of shit movie based on a piece of shit book. Guess what? I loved both. It stars a girl from Game of Thrones, which I will never watch, so please stop telling me that you never thought you'd like it either, but I can assure you it's not for me. Anyway, she plays an aggressively wide-eyed poor girl who is the caretaker for a guy who is rich but mean, but handsome but paralyzed. Highlights include a surprise cameo by Patsy from Ab Fab, who is beautifully preserved in full Death Becomes Her mode. And also this scene when the paralyzed guy introduces Wide Eyes to Pesto, which of course is a classic symbol for wealth and status. Some spoilers, they fall in love. His dick does not work. He dies. Jason McAuliffe and I both audibly sobbed. 4 stars.
Oh, you're my favorite movie reviewer in the entire world. I love everything.
And by the way, I did want to just go off on Sex and the City again. In this,
I know. And his dick doesn't work. We'll deep dive later, but his dick doesn't work. How does that work?
It doesn't. I mean, he's paralyzed from the neck down.
It's tough. I think I could make it work. Absolutely. I could make that work.
She was ready to make it work.
I could make it work. I mean, guys, with everything we have at our fingertips today, including our fingertips, I feel like do we need dick? We're okay.
He told her part of the reason he wanted to die was because he was like, there are so many things. Do you know what I want to do to you right now in that red dress?
Oh.
He was like so frustrated by the fact that he couldn't.
I can't fuck you, so I want to die.
So he
that's what I want a man to tell me. That's love.
That's when you want him to do a full medically induced suicide.
Yeah, that's important. If you can't fuck me, you should probably die.
And he did, and it was just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we were both fully sniffling.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, I would too. Sometimes I cry at things that I'm like, I know what this is doing to me.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
I feel it, but I will still cry and love it.
Absolutely. Well, we've made fun of it through the entire thing, and then we fell apart.
Yeah. Thank you for that review. They're always so important. I love your reviews.
Thank you so much.
And you also read a book.
I brought something here.
Tell our listeners.
Hot off the presses, by the way. This just hit stands.
It just hit stands.
Tuesday.
And where is it on the New York Times bestseller list? Has it cracked the top 1,000?
But I will tell you that there's a review on the back that calls it a sophisticated take on what it means to be a contemporary woman in this day and age. A sultry, fiery novel. Blah, 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 blah. Bubbly and compelling, says Brandy Glanville.
So not like the Reader's Digest or whatever.
No, we've got quotes from Juliana Rancic and Elizabeth Hurley.
Ooh, the top of the top.
Yeah. This is a new novel called A Dangerous Age by Kelly Bensimon.
Now, as you told me, there is she wrote it with someone, of course, or it was written by someone.
There's a co-writer, and
it's really Kelly Bensimon by Eileen too, in that way. You know what I mean? Like there is
Kelly featuring some other woman who did not get her name put on the cover. Did they give her name?
Not even.
It's in here somewhere. It's with Teresa DeFalco. Oh. But she did not get it on the cover. That's like a different level of it's not
That's tough stuff. Poor Teresa DeFalco. I want to know her story.
Kelly said that she challenged her in myriad ways and helped me celebrate my future. And I gotta say, I read just a few pages, and I didn't hate it.
But you also like that terrible movie.
Yeah, I am a man of discerning tastes. I think it's quite clear.
Give us a little toss.
We open with simply on a page, like just a quote,
by Voltaire.
By Voltaire.
Oh, God bless you.
Illusion is the first of all pleasures.
Fuck you, Kelly Bensimon with your fucking
no
Voltaire.
Idea who Voltaire is. By the way, I don't really either.
I only know because I feel like he was talked about in Les Mis, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm getting a dangerous liaison vibe from that name.
I don't know who he is, but I'm not going to fucking quote him when I write a book. When I co-write a book with a ghostwriter.
I'm going to read you like just a couple quick quotes. I'll be super fast. Okay, one says, I'm close to becoming a woman who goes to lunch and fills the rest of the time with upkeep. I've seen women fall into this and not find their way out. I want that to terrify me. The thing that scares me is it doesn't.
Oh.
I mean, she paints a real... Obviously, I should have put it in context, but this is a Sex and the City ripoff about 40
Yeah, you didn't have to tell us.
We all knew that that's what a dangerous age was.
And Let's see her back cover picture. Let me see.
Oh, she's wearing a
very thin scarf around her, very thick neck.
And she does not mention the Real Housewives in her bio.
Really? Yeah. That's the only way people know her. Who does she think she is?
A model, a jewelry designer?
Can I say something? Who the fuck does she think she is? That she thinks she's above the Real Housewives. I'm sorry.
It's shocking.
You don't get... Even Bethany, who has a multi-million-dollar brand. She is a mogul. She knows where she came from.
She knows which side her
Kelly,
bread is better.
I'm not going to read your book because I wasn't anyway, but now I'm really not going to because you don't get to be above it. It's higher than you.
Yeah, just because you're a novelist
You should
now.
Novelist. You should every day thank Andy Cohen, kiss his feet because he made you what you are and you don't get to pretend that you weren't a Real Housewife.
She also says, she has chapter 17 just says, Soul Cycle, 384 Lafayette, NoHo, Girls Night.
That's the chapter?
Yeah, that's like, she puts like a setting at the top of each chapter.
Like on Law and Order, blunk, blunk.
Yeah.
And then it says the time and where the person was murdered. Is that what they're trying to do here? I think
she like maybe read a TV script one time and she was like, oh no, you put the setting at the top, you put the location or something. I don't know. She goes, it's hot and we're moody. I'm worried about this piece. I'm supposed to find someone no one's ever met and write something amazing in 4 weeks. Impossible deadline, nothing to work with. It's fitness night, so we're at Soul Cycle on Lafayette.
Oh, God.
This is Billy's pick. It's a tough love workout, intense like her.
Oh, she's the worst. I never liked her now, and I like her less. Well, thank you for buying it in hardcover. That must have cost you a pretty penny. That was not cheap.
$28 contribution to the show.
You really did. Well, now you have to read it.
Every penny.
Word for word. And now that we've done sort of business, the top half of the show was business.
Yeah, we had to.
But now we get into the pleasure, which is...
Was it pleasure?
What?
Was it pleasure?
Well... First, I want to talk about a little thing on Southern Charm this week.
Yes. No, that is pleasure.
No, Southern Charm is really, I just love it so much. I rush home to get it. Like, I would watch it in real time. Like, if I were home, I would watch it with commercials.
I've never seen an episode, but I love hearing about it from you and Casey.
Now, on this week, Marble's Mouth or Mumble Mouth Landon said it was embarrassing because she told Shep Rose that she loved him, as Casey alluded to in her apology, not apology. And she said it in the weirdest way. She was like, they were talking. She like called him over and she was like, hey, what if I love you? And he was like, what?
God.
And not only because those words were like, what are you saying to me? But also probably because he couldn't understand her because she swallows everything she says.
Yeah, he was like, literally what? Yeah. I do not know.
And so she was like, me, I love you. And Shep was like, finished his wine and basically walked out the door. Like he was like, oh, okay. Like it was so painful to watch. We've all told someone that we loved them who did not love us back.
And is he the one that you guys everyone's attracted to?
I am attracted to him.
Okay.
Casey likes Dimples. She likes the other guy.
She can't be trusted.
I know. Well, now that we also know she likes Jules' husband, all bets are off.
All
bets are off. I don't know if she's coming or going as far as any of her opinions are. But Shep Rose is a real cutie.
Sad, though.
And so I felt for her in that moment. I don't feel for her because she's tough to love, but well, not tough to love, but she's very pretty, but she is,
she needs to speak up.
She needs to speak up, and she's uninteresting, and she has no business acumen. It's tough to watch her, but then watching her tell Shep she loved him. he does not love her back, not in that way.
And then in her talking head, is she going like, well, that went great?
No, she's just like, well, I told him. Like, it was God. I don't think she knows how badly it went. And because he wasn't like, I don't love you back. He's like, we've tried it before. That's stupid. Like, we can't. Like, we fooled around once. It won't work.
So they're just like friends.
They're good friends, but she loves him more. And he doesn't want to settle down. Like, he's just not ready. It's not, I don't know that he would never love her, but it's just like, he's not ready to settle down. And it was a tough moment. We've all been there. I felt for Landon more than I've ever felt for her or will ever feel for her again. But watching someone tell someone you love them and having them not respond in kind was awkward. And then there was a great moment on Southern Charm where Catherine had her second baby with T-Rav, and they come home from the hospital, and he's like, okay, I'm going to go out now. Like with his friends. And she's like, well, with our last baby, I was like, he wanted to go out, and I was upset, when we got home, like the day home from the hospital. Yeah.
Like, well,
and she's like, and so she's like, normally I would have gotten upset, but if I want to keep T-Rav, I just got to let T-Rav be T-Rav. Ugh. So he like goes out with his friends that night.
Ugh.
It was so, and they're not married, or not even a couple.
And this is their second child.
This is their second child together in less than 2 years. Ugh. Like real close, real stack them up close together.
What does T-Rav stand for? That
Thomas
name?
Ravenel.
Oh, wow.
He was a congressman at one time that then got arrested for trying to sell cocaine and did some time in prison.
Wow.
So
I gotta watch this show.
He's a character. I'm obsessed with. You have to, and you can start late. I just started watching. Like I went back and I watched it all, but it's worth it. Yeah, you can jump in.
Wow.
I think you need to get in. So those were. Me. I just gotta let famous last words. I just gotta let T-Rav be T-Rav, and if all of us ladies and guys can learn, like we just gotta let our T-Ravs be T-Ravs, and they'll come back to us. If you love something, set it free. That always works.
Oh.
Now. Dallas, Real Housewives of Dallas. I know that. Can I say that Casey and I had been rejecting Real Housewives of Dallas, and then we finally deep dived last week and went into it. And this week's episode was explosive.
Wow!
And I am talking about diarrhea. And we just want to play a clip from the show real quick.
Wow!
Because. Wow. Basically, Leanne didn't really admit to shit her pants at some point. Not on this episode, but in the past. And it came up tonight, and it was explosive. No. So let's just hear Leanne admitting to shitting her pants and why she done did that.
Brandy and Stephanie are talking about the poop in the bag story.
Can't begin to tell you how happy I am about that. Jesus Christ. Haven't you ever, really wanted to be skinny on your birthday so you could fit in this amazing dress? So you thought, yeah, I'll take a little X-Lax. I drank too much and everything that I took kicked in. So yeah, it comes out. Is it something I want to share with people? No. I mean, it's a funny joke if it's private between you and your friends. It's not funny when your friends try to use it to embarrass you.
So you guys, basically she wanted to look thin for her friends. We've all done that.
Sure.
Took a whatchamacallit, a laxative, and then as one does, shits their pants.
And probably looked thin for her friends.
Yeah, she looked thin, but she had shame about it, which, God, as they said on the show, who has not? Who amongst us? And as I have tried to tell our listeners before, if you have not shit your pants, it's coming for you.
Of all the times for Casey to not be here
to
speak to a topic, it's really awful.
But Leanne lost her mind because basically it was told in front of these women who have openly farted in front of each other and danced in each other's farts. Like we have seen it, heard it. So
that is the most poetic description of friendship, by the way, to dance in each other's farts.
And I wish that I was making that up. They've just been stewing in each other's poop juice, and it's been amazing to watch. And so for Leanne to be ashamed, in the same episode, Brandy pissed in a cup in the back of a tour bus.
These women sound like animals.
They are. They're the the creme de la creme of the Dallas elite. And so I guess there was a rumor going around that Leanne had shit in a plastic bag.
Oh, no.
And so she denied it, but then it was true. Then finally she admits it in that testimonial we just heard. And so her friend had said it to these people behind her back. And so she just lost it on the friend. How could you? You're trying. And she basically says to her, she goes, she's trying to destroy me in the charity world. This would ruin me. Like if you do charity, you can't shit your pants. Like they're not connected.
No, you're not allowed to like do philanthropic work.
Yeah, if you shit your pants, and that is not true because God knows.
Well, you're a very, very philanthropic person.
Oh yeah, my God.
You've shat
I've shat my pants plenty of times. Casey has given a lot of money. We all know her story.
Oh God.
So she freaked out about it and then basically threatened a woman that she would kill her. And it was off camera. Like the women, of course, being the lovely women they are, she's having a freak out in the middle of the night. And so the Bravo cameras were off. And so these lovely ladies, princesses, recorded her doing this on their own cams.
Oh, wow.
We saw them sort of like sneaking around the place and recorded her freak out. And so, then talked about it the next day. And so, of course, Bravo confiscated that footage as they should. I wish I could have seen more. And it comes out, and so she freaks out. I feel bad for Leanne because she as she says before, I grew up in the she's a carny girl. Wow. And she grew up in the carnival, and she has been used and abused her entire life because carnival is no place for a child. And so anytime anyone confronts her with anything, even as small or as large as shitting your pants is, depending on who you are, like she just freaks on them and she couldn't handle it. And they all kind of like turned on her, not for shitting herself, but it was an episode dedicated to this woman talking about shitting her pants. And not even her pants, a plastic bag. So at least she tried to shit into a...
She tried to do it slightly more dignified?
Yeah, I mean, like open up a Ziploc. I don't know how one even does that, but yeah, so it was amazing to watch, and I wish
I'm missing out on so much.
You
with these
are,
shows.
and I didn't think.
What am I doing?
I didn't think I was going to like Dallas, but this week took it to a new level for me because it was intense to watch these women fight over this, and Leanne to get so upset over this story when we have been loud and proud about our stories.
Whew. I won't watch Game of Thrones, but I will watch Housewives of Dallas.
Oh, please. You don't need to see a red wedding, but you do need to see someone shit into a bag. Now let's get New York.
Speaking of...
shitting into a bag or the red...
and red weddings and shitting everywhere.
New York this week. Now, you know you're in trouble when it shows you that timestamp again. You know you're in for it.
Yeah.
And we started the week with 7:53, still in the Berkshires.
And people have been day drunk, so all of the explosions happened during the day.
Yes.
So we're now essentially just in the aftermath. And this is a cleanup episode, and we have to have them after we have... I mean, last week was last week was like August Osage. Oh, that was actually the name of the episode, wasn't it? Like it was.
Was it?
It was a play on August Osage County.
Was it? I don't even remember.
It was like something
Berkshire County. Yeah,
December,
it was.
Berkshire County. Yeah. For a reason, because it was a brawl.
It was just like trapped in a house. No one can leave. I thought it was like Waiting for Godot. It had that feeling.
Oh, it was a true nightmare.
I felt trapped as they, I'm sure, felt, and so we're back in it, and Bethany is just yelling and screaming, and I know you've turned on Bethany.
I've turned on Bethany big time, and I'm about to turn on Carol, which is a lot for me to say.
That is because you've always loved her. I mean, I love Carol.
I stand by her. My alliances with Housewives are very shifty,
daily, if not hourly, if not by the minute.
My first appearance on here, I think I said that Lisa Rinna was the best housewife of all time. I've never been more ashamed. But Carol was on my birthday cake. Casey made me a birthday cake with a picture of me and Carol together that she doctored up.
I was like, did you meet Carol? Oh, wow. That's
no, I wish. But Bethany's behavior at this point is just, it's also not as her thing of like, I just tell it like it is, and I just take people down.
But she's also just beating a dead horse.
Yeah, you're just being a bully, and it's actually a little more boring than you think it is.
And it does make me feel sorry for Luann, who I cannot stand this season.
Not a likable character.
A dabble do you with Luann.
Sure.
Remember you guys when she came back for a season where she was just like a friend of housewife, and she was a breath of fresh air that season.
I was so happy to see her
I loved
that season.
her. And now it's just like too much Luann. But Bethany just berating her and calling her a whore and a slut. And Luann just being like, okay, I hear you. I hear you.
She's kicking a woman when she's, I mean, it's like Luann is homeless.
Yeah, she is
rooming with maybe transitioning. I'm sorry, that's a horrible joke, but she is falling apart.
Yeah, she is turning into her base Connecticut self, and she is no longer the Countess with class.
No.
And so she's already falling. So to watch Bethany, who, is at the top, like at the top of her profession, has money to spare, has a young child that's still in the house and she's still raising. Like,
she's got a cashmere Snuggie that she can prance around while she screams at you. And
I mean, like, what are we doing here? She's already destroying Sonia.
Yeah.
Like, it just kind of felt like,
stop picking on these weak people.
Bethany, just give it up. Like, why? And I also want to say to Bethany, who I've loved, like, what are you doing here? Get out of here.
You want her off the whole show.
Yeah, I love her on the show, but what is she doing on the show?
I mean, she has said, like, this is what I'm good at. And I do believe it most of the time. I think she's taken it too far this season.
Yeah, she's just yelling at people. It's like getting her rocks off. So it's hard to watch. And then as this is all going out, Dorinda pulling out that sad twister board and playing a game of her and Jules playing that silent game of Twister.
That was the strangest and saddest like you could dance just hear,
and then all
seen.
You could was a sad. Like, do you remember when like you ever seen that? And I'm dating myself, but as I constantly am.
I'm a Mill. I probably won't get this reference.
You are a Mill, but like that Last Dance with Mary Jane, where like Tom Petty is dancing with a dead Kim Basinger.
Yeah, there were just two dead Kim Basingers
dancing around the Twister board.
Right foot red, left
and it was dark and sad, and you just hear like screaming in the background, "You whore!"
Ugh.
And it's like,
and I don't want to see Dorinda bend down too much.
No.
It's just something feels wrong about that.
And Jules is so tall; it takes so much body to like bend over that Twister board, and she's so thin, she's just gonna break in half. And just them trying to make a party where the party was
have a moment,
dead for hours. It was
brutal.
Tough to watch. And then we flash to Sonia, which thank God for Sonia in this episode.
Talk about breathing fresh air into something. I mean,
just her dancing that dance with Caesar, the makeup artist, why was he there?
What he was helping her send a care package to her daughter.
I still loved the scene. I don't know what was happening in the scene, but I loved every minute of it.
Every minute of it.
And
we were introduced to some new interns.
One named Juliona. O? Juliona?
The weirdest name.
And what was in that care package? Like, she literally was going to send her daughter like popcorn crumbs. Like, it was so
and
she had been hiding from the interns.
And she was like, I got one ramen for you and me.
Yeah, like it's just saving that last spare ramen that they have to split.
Yeah,
what
I was like,
happening?
That's your plan?
Order a pizza, Sonia.
And also, like, let your daughter order some stuff. Send this to her from Amazon. Like, why do you have to pack up a box?
It was tough to watch, but I loved every second. And then her weird like joke, is this a sex item? And then Juliona telling her that it was like part of the USB cord. Strange.
But I'm always happy to see her.
Oh, always. And then also, and we've talked about this look before of the Countess's testimonial look with the fringed cowboy.
Love this look so much. I had the exact opposite reaction to you guys. She is glowing in that.
That's filters.
She looks like and look, the Luman jokes are probably transphobic and like inappropriate, and the women lean on them a little bit too much.
Yes.
but she truly looked like a drag queen in the best way to me. Like she is bronzed. She has what I think is an actual perm. And she's wearing a white hot cape.
Cowboy cape.
Yeah, there's metallic tassels going down, and
it's so I want to get my eyes on that whole outfit. I'd like to see a full body shot.
Yeah.
If anyone was filming that day and happens to listen to our podcast, if I could get like at some point you showed a bigger view of that outfit. I need to get my eyes.
Is it a dress? Are we wearing pants?
Are they connected? Are the top and the undershirt, like is the cowboy part, the fringe
are you
part,
taking that off and then it's a jumpsuit?
What do we got going on there?
And is it part of the Countess collection? Because if it is, then I might change my opinion of the Countess collection.
No, the Countess collection, as we saw tonight, is a piece of shit. That high-waisted red jumpsuit that was giving her terrible camel toe was tough. We'll get to that red nightmare. But then they all so then the ladies go to sit down and to what it looked like was an uncooked lasagna.
Yeah, as April pointed out, it's just like string cheese. It was like loosely plopped on top.
And then Lady Santa came in.
So odd. With
glasses for them all.
Oh, and she was Dorinda's sister? But wow. I'm like, this is the best you could do. And everyone was like, is it John? And I'm like, this actually would have been a great moment for John
to come in.
This would have been the one time I would have appreciated him.
Like where John's body makes sense.
Yeah. And where he could have done an act of goodwill toward these people instead of being a disgusting.
And what was that conversation Dorinda had with her sister? Like, sis.
What did you say to her?
I mean, like, what was
how did she set it up?
Like Gail.
She's
I'm just deciding her name is Gail.
You got the body type.
Can you come in and play Santa? I want to make it nice.
I want to make it nice.
I'm trying to make it nice for everybody, Gail. Come in and play Santa.
Yeah, and does Gail live in the Berkshires? Or
does Gail live in the house? Is she not allowed at the party like that housekeeper Len?
Yeah.
Or her and Len sharing an uncooked lasagna in the servants' quarters? Like, what's happening?
There's also something about, this is a little bit of a sidebar, but like something about Dorinda's relationship to food that, I mean, it's not a theory, but to me, Dorinda is the drunkest drunk of all housewives in all franchises, and including Sonia.
How? I really?
She gets to a slurry like state in basically every single episode.
I guess so.
And when I see her, and I also think that she has a cocaine problem, and I think that is the main thing that brings her and John together. But,
these are mind-blowing theories. Like I am,
and the way that she approached those, were they pumpkin pancakes or what?
Sorry, guys, that was a soda can. That was not a gunshot. Sorry, that sounded like a gunshot.
Grape Zevia soda.
Sorry, guys, that was a soda. Popping like an aluminum pop. Anyway.
Yeah. But I was just.
Did everyone think I shot McConkey for his?
How dare you say that Dorinda is a drunk with a coke problem? No, she was it pumpkin pancakes that she had such a relationship with? Yes. Those
when they had pumpkin waffles instead of the pancake. I could
feel a ravenous hunger with her that you only have when you are truly hungover, where you're just like, I'm so glad I'm alive, and the only thing that is going to make this moment feel better is something that will sop up the alcohol in my system right now,
and the guilt
and the shame, all of it. And to me, that's what's happening with her with the lasagna. That's what's happening with the cake. It's like she's got to sop it up because she is drunk all the time.
Mind blowing, because she seems to be holding it together to me, and maybe I don't see it. Maybe I see really
look
take
closer.
A second look.
Yeah.
All of us take a second look at Dorinda, and maybe I'm blocking it out. But there was, so we thought she had dropped it, Bethany, when they go in
sit,
and she never, and so then she we're all sitting at the table with the uncooked lasagna, and then Bethany says to Ramona, to Luann, why, Ramona, why won't you let him, why do you not want to have a man around Luann? Makes her do the confrontation. And Sonia, with the worst clip-ons I've ever seen on a head of hair.
Those are really hard to look at.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the clips.
Oh, but I gotta say, we both agreed that Ramona in a supporting role is extremely likable.
Delightful.
Not at the heart of a conflict and just kind of like perched in the background.
Floating above it a little bit.
Yeah, with a positive energy and a perky attitude. It's
she was lovely. That's how I used to feel about the Countess. Exactly. Yeah, I was like, what a relief.
Exactly.
Ramona, because we're not on the Ramona coaster.
Yeah, this is a great speed for her.
Yeah, you're just slow and steady.
Let other people scream it out and, try.
Chime in. Try and be a peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, get in your jabs or whatever, and that's fine. I'm fine there. But as long as I don't have to ride the ride, I'm watching it from afar. And it was delightful. And I've never said that about.
I've never liked her. Never enjoyed looking at her until this episode.
Strange.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what had happened in everybody else's affiliates. I know we all usually go past the commercials, but I started to, and you were like, stop.
We had to watch this commercial.
There was a commercial with Sonia and Dorinda. Some of the worst acting performances of the year, if not century.
Well, Dorinda's acting was bad.
Yeah, Sonia could pull it out a little bit, but Dorinda was.
I think Dorinda needed a martini to steady her nerves.
But that's how good of an actress. You think she's a terrific actress because she's hiding I
don't think she's hiding it very well.
Oh.
No. But they looked beautiful. They were so blown out.
Oh yeah,
like great lighting.
Because like professionals. It's not just their own makeup work, and they have the right filters, and they looked fantastic. They can't deliver a joke to save their lives.
No. Sonia did, I thought, an okay job when she was like, "You can be my driver intern," or whatever her joke was about that.
But it wasn't the most awkward piece of television I've watched in a long time.
So strange to see them in that context.
I don't like it.
See the bumper of like the new Chrysler and the movie Pets. It was just like so many brands coming together at you at once.
And I don't like seeing people out of the environment that I know them in.
Exactly.
So it's like seeing when you see like a bear in clothes,
or your therapist at
the grocery store. I need to have people be where I see them.
Go back to your box.
Yes, and don't come out of your box ever again. Yeah. I can't handle it. Like my head explodes. And so I feel uncomfortable just in that. Go back in the box I have you in and never come out again.
It was eerie.
Yeah.
And there was also, not a commercial, but just a quick image of a show called Hollywood Singles or something. Brandy Glanville's back.
Yeah, I don't know that I want a whole show dedicated to Brandy.
Hell no.
I don't know. I guess, are there other singles in the Hollywood Singles?
That was the only face I recognized.
Yeah, I don't know that if I want her to be the lead of a show.
She was sitting pretty front and center. She was like, I'm the Lisa Vanderpump now.
I don't know, everyone. I'll watch one because I always do, but I don't think I can buy that jam.
Well, I guess those are all the commercials we have to talk about.
we never talk about commercials, but there were some good ones tonight.
Then we came back to Bethany and Carol snug in bed together the morning after. And
it was rough. Bethany was rough in the morning. Yeah, she looked rough. I don't look good in the morning, and nobody does, but Bethany
she clearly had genuinely just woken up. This was not a staged scene.
What I would like to know is, are the cameras just up? Like the camera's there, and do they have a key to the house? Do the cameramen sleep there?
Yeah, did they have a call time and the women are aware, here's our alone time, here's our on camera?
Anytime they open a door, and I'm always like, do they just have a key to all their houses? Is that how it works?
Well,
I don't know why I'm obsessed with that.
When they go away like this, I always imagine just and then some of the crew people have a bedroom.
But do you really want
Can you imagine you're going down the hall, you're the AD and you're going down to pee in the middle of the night
and there's Ramona?
Yeah.
Just that's where it's what are the lines? Are they blurred?
Yeah.
What is that?
I won't be satisfied until it is full 24/7 access to them.
Remember how that on Big Brother, you could watch it online 24/7. If I could watch the Housewives online, like in their daily lives all the time, just check in. Like
I'd quit my job.
I wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be dangerous.
Yeah.
Because my husband and my child would be like, Mommy, where are you? Like I would be watching them constantly.
Oh yeah, my life would be shattered. But God, would it be great.
I would be so happy. And then I could find out I need to know what they're doing in the off time. What does it look like? But they were asleep in the bed.
They were having
like
their
that
morning girl talk.
twosome.
I'm so tired of their dynamic.
Me too. They think they're better than everyone, and they are.
They are, but Carol's also better than any of them, and Carol is taking such a back seat to Bethany. You know, it's like this is so sad. Like she. First of all, needs to speak from a diaphragm.
Yes.
Because in those group scenes, she's lost. Everybody talks
out
over her and nobody hears her and her points are lost. But for her to be the sidekick to Bethany is like the saddest role for her to.
And then of course they like leave in the morning without any, you know, like that whole like we're gonna leave, and then they came back, but that routine's getting old and it's mean. It's not. It doesn't shine a good light on either of them. It doesn't like be cordial. At least to Dorinda, she tried to make it nice.
And they did, and it was fine. But even then Carol was like, "Okay, I guess we're just gonna leave back." Oh no, we're going back in. It's like, come on.
But then we come back in.
Yep.
With Ramona's party, which felt like the 7th holiday party we have witnessed in 3 weeks. Like all of these women, like, are we done celebrating the holidays together? Do each one of you have to have a party? And then watching Ramona flirt with that chef was tough.
Ooh. I also noticed that before I understood that the name of the place was the Black Barn, that the black woman that she was talking to, her title card just said Black Barn Manager.
Yes.
I was like,
weird way to label what is her. The restaurant? Like that's the inappropriate.
Black Barn Manager.
Bravo. What are you doing here?
Yeah, nobody wants to see Ramona flirting with anyone.
No.
We agreed a very hard note for her to play.
Yeah, that's not a good look on Ramona. It's just, I want to see that in private. Just like I don't want to see her take a dump in front of anybody. Like there are things I don't want to see.
We want to see 24/7 access to your lives, but not that.
Not that. I have my limits, and that is one of them. And then, so they're at that stupid holiday party, and the Countess walks in that terrifying jumpsuit from her collection, which
she goes, "Do you like it?" Ramona goes, "I'm not sure."
Yeah, which I agree. Ramona has no filter, either. And sometimes I really appreciate that because she says what we are all thinking. And then Sonia comes in with her trainer inexplicably.
Yeah, and her like Sonia always covers her entrance, as we say in the theater, where it's just like, you know, you say a line kind of as you're entering, or you pick an activity so that you don't just enter. She's always talking as she enters the scene. And this time she was like, "Oh, you like it? It's real butchy. It's real lesbian. It's real dykey." Like, she was like, so "Oh, you're a lesbian." And
then she comes in, and Bethany can't handle anyone or anything, so has to act like a fool and not talk to her. And so Bethany leaves, and then everyone starts screaming at Sonia. Oh. And like that one part when Ramona was just over her shoulder screaming.
She'll never talk to you. She'll never
talk to you again. She'll never talk. Like in her, like on over her shoulder, everyone screaming, everyone in red, just screaming at. But I will say again, what was kind of a boring episode. The minute Sonia comes in the room,
it came alive.
They're all yelling at her. She's a wild card,
and it's just shades of red, screaming at each other, and again,
walking down a stairwell,
screaming at each other about Bethany. It's always about like who talked to her and what did she and what did I say.
And I never said I wasn't Texas. Yeah, I said Texas is talking about, and then where was Jules at this party? Not that we cared, but you brought it up. I hadn't even noticed she was missing.
But, you know, I mean, but I want her to be okay.
And then she was like, why didn't you say, why didn't you talk to Bethany? The right place I talked to her would have been at Dorinda's. Like she was so upset, and Dorinda's like, you should be happy I didn't invite you. It was like, but that's when I came alive. My eyes opened.
Oh my God. And what was Sonia's exit line?
What do you call it? What do you mean she's not, she's no hard feelings? Yeah. What are you, soft boiled? I was like, great. That's a great line.
She is so vaudevillian sometimes.
Yeah, she is. Really great. Her lines are perfect because they don't feel rehearsed to me. Like anytime a lot of people say things on the show, I'm like, that's a line that was like slipped to you by a producer or like you wrote before you even end. Like everything Aviva ever said was like written on a strip of paper.
And Carol's I do believe, as much as I love her, that Carol's testimonials are written.
But Sonia's sometimes are so incoherent. And sometimes they're dead on. That I truly believe they're from her. And she's so emotional, and she's a mess. And I think the Berkshires would have been better had she been there.
Yeah.
And the audience knows that, and she knows that. And Dorinda pretending that she did it for... And Sonia, she cut to the quick on that. She's like, aha, now it comes out. You did it because you didn't want to piss Beth. Because she was like, I didn't want to be... It was you had a terrible party anyway. She's like, well, some people wouldn't have come if I didn't come to your party. And she's like, now we get to it because you wanted Bethany to be there.
And she's right, because it's like, if you're not going to invite anyone because there's conflict, you would have just been sitting there alone, as you were at the end, petting your little dog.
With your wine glass and your game of Twister. And and she was happy they were gone.
Yeah.
At the end of that
whole
thing.
I was too.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
oh man, did we miss anything else?
I think that's it.
Ramona had a great closer, and she did the most lackluster toast to close out a lackluster episode.
Toast was to all of us. Like
may everyone bless everyone.
Trying to pull it together.
Yeah,
it'll never be pulled together. But overall, it was a lackluster episode. But still, I have more faith in this franchise than I ever did in Beverly Hills, because they've had like 7 great episodes out of
their
the
worst
gate.
episode
is still better. I'm still brought to life.
100%.
Thank you so much for coming here and being
what a joy.
Our guest co-host slash guest.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I have to plug a show.
Yes, please do.
It's very much in the DNA of this podcast.
Please do.
On Tuesday, the 14th, there's a show at Comedy Central Stage called Unsend.
Yes.
It's a live talk show hosted by me and Deanna Chang,
who is also a huge friend of the show, and we love her.
It is a show where we analyze emails gone awry, including the infamous Morning Daniel email brought to light here on this podcast. Oh,
yes, it was.
And our guests are Jeffrey Self and Retta and Casey Wilson.
Amazing guests. It's such a funny show. The first one was fantastic.
Free. I hope you all come.
If you live in Los Angeles, or even if you don't, fly on out here. What do you got to do that's so important?
Yeah, it's 1 hour out of your life. I mean, come on.
It'll be hilarious.
Guys, come. Find us on Twitter. Just do it. May everyone bless everyone.
Everyone bless everyone. Thank you, April.
Thank you, April.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you, Casey. R.I.P.
Still alive. Good night or good day.
Bye.
Cry, baby, cry.
Hi, I'm Sarah Thayer.
And I'm Susan Orlean, and nothing makes us happier than hearing what makes people cry.
On our show, Cry Babies, we talk to comedians, musicians, writers, and other awesome people about what makes them cry. And sometimes we cry too.
But it's the good kind of crying, therapeutic.
Yeah.
Like when Drew Droege told us why he loves Dead Poets Society.
When it came out, I loved English. I wanted to be an English teacher. I was obsessed with that whole world, and boys' boarding school. I thought that just looked so amazing. Also, like Robert Sean Leonard was like an actor, and and I just thought that was such a fabulous thing to be.
So listen to Cry Babies. Find us on Earwolf, Howl, iTunes, or your favorite podcast app.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman, Adam Sachs, and Chris Bannon. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.